Hello and welcome to DC30 and a Mythic Odyssey of Theros. D&D with an ancient Greek twist. This is episode 47, I just want to point that out. Episode 47 of this show. I'm joined as ever by the wonderful Rebecca as Bithynia, the human warlock, Virla, as Hilira, the human cleric. Violet as Amalia the Leonin fighter will be along shortly, and I will be Jaegering Scotinos, or Morse's character Scotinos tonight, as he unfortunately is unable to attend, but she'll be back next week. When we left off, you guys had undertaken a important new mission to help escort Nazros Longspeaker of the Longspeaker Leonin clan back to Oreskos, the Golden Plains that are wedged between the Katakthan Mountains and the Oraniad Mountains. You set out on your journey, and the first day went by relatively smoothly. In the evening, in fact, you encountered a group of acolytes of Eros, the god of war, who devoted themselves to him with monthly tests of athleticism. They offered your participation, and a dynamic duo of Amalia and Hilira not only participated, but won with a decisive athletic push from both of them that ended up sealing the deal. You all went to bed happy, satisfied, and it is now the morning. You guys can mark a long rest if need be. And you're able to begin anew. So you pack everything up, mount up on the chariots that Nazros has rented, and whoosh, set off with Bithynia, I guess you floating close by on Plummet as he's floating along. Very well. I need one of you two to roll me a d20. It is day 2 of the journey.
18.
18. Very well. You guys travel in relative isolation. So at this point, you're in what would be considered the Ferris hinterlands before you reach the Katakthan Mountains, and you guys are likely to be here for a hot minute. But sticking close to the road, the countryside passes you by relatively uneventfully. So about 3 hours pass by like this. Does anyone wish to do anything in that time?
I'm talking to Sparty again. The horses.
Very well. What do you say?
We're just having a chat about the weather and, things that are going on. We're talking about our families, because I got Sparty's name.
All right, you can cast it at will, I forget. Like, as much as you want, I think. I was about to say mark off the spell slots, but no, that crystal is basically DM's Bane. That is, I'm going to rename that item to DM's Bane. Because now every animal will have to have a voice, but that is fine. Oh yeah, no, they offer some great insights, and the slightly more cantankerous one, the one who doesn't talk like this, is actually able to offer some pretty good insights.
Cool.
Surprisingly old soul, that one, despite the aloof, Snape-like exterior. But after about 3 hours, you guys spot something ahead along the road. It's fairly far away at this point, about half a mile down the road. It's more of a, cream-colored dot.
Cream-colored dot.
Bithynia,
I'll try
how high
and...
are you flying?
Not high at all.
Okay, so
maybe 20 feet or so. I'm close enough to hold a conversation without too much screaming.
Fair enough. To everybody at this point, it's just a cream-colored dot. It's a fair distance away at this point in time.
Bithynia.
Hello.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Do you see that dot over there in the distance? Would you
Yes.
feel comfortable like going up and to the side and looking what it is and then coming back?
Can do. And so, with that, Plummet and I go up a bit further and a bit higher. See if we can see anything more than just a cream dot.
Okay, without getting any closer, I will say make a perception check.
Bum, bum, 22.
22. Sure enough, at the angle that you're at now, it's a lot easier to make out that there's actually several cream-colored dots, and they appear to be wagons. The cream-based color is basically the slightly worn white, woolen, not gazebo, what the hell is that cover thing on a wagon called? That thing!
The canvas?
Canvas. There we go. So the cream color that you see is the canvas of each wagon. There's about 7 of them in a procession that basically they're going in the same direction you are.
So they're going. So we're behind them, and they're going forward, and we're going forward, or they're going towards us. Okay, we're on their heels. Did they see me? Do they recognize me, or see me in the sky?
I'll say make a separate perception check for that specifically. That's going to be a harder DC.
6.
You see a bit of movement down there, what looks like people, but you're too close. Like this is about half a mile. The fact that you're able to spot the carts at all, that they were carts, is because of your incredibly keen eyesight. But in terms of if they've spotted you, it'd be too difficult to tell at this point, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna go back down, and there seems to be some wagons down there. I don't know. I can't tell if they're like really friendly or not. So.
But they're not coming in our direction?
No, they're going the same direction we are. I don't know where they're going, but I couldn't really tell if they were friendly or not. But there's a lot of them.
Should we just keep going? If we're behind them, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okey-dokey.
I can also go a little higher to see if they stop.
Yeah, you certainly can, yeah.
Just to keep an eye. I don't know how far ahead they are. How miles?
They half a mile. Be about half a mile at this point.
Okay, I think we should stay on our thing, and I'll just stay a little bit. I'll keep I'll go a little higher so that I can make sure, see if they stop or if they turn around or anything.
Okay. As you guys continue to travel on, you are gaining on them, and as you get a bit closer, you see that where you guys are being pulled by horses on small chariots, these guys have larger beasts of burden, oxen that are pulling heavier-looking carts. So they're moving a fair bit slower than you are, so you are gaining on them relatively quickly. If you continue unabated, it would take you nary a few minutes to, well, a little more than a few minutes, but it wouldn't take you terribly long to close that gap. And as you get closer, you see the figures are all humanoid. Most of them are in fact human, although you see a couple satyrs and a single leonin in their midst. And no, it's actually, yeah, you see 1 or 2 minotaurs as well. It's a little bit hodgepodgey, but predominantly human. And a lot of the detailing on their outfits is green. A couple of them even seem to be dressed in full hoplite gear. Bithynia, you notice specifically that all the hoplites are women. and their armor and adornation is a verdant green that's interlaced with the bronze. And if you continue along Bithynia, you would recognize that some of the detailing, or I guess emblems, on the shields and the uniforms of the hoplites is indicative of Setessa.
So where is that on the map? In conjunction to Meltis?
It's northwest. It is at the heart of the Nessian Wood. It is the second largest city, in fact, technically. In terms of, like, actual square mileage or square foot area, it is the second largest city, although it's not the most populated, or although it's less populated than even Akros. It is the one that is at the heart of the Nessian Wood. It is where the daughters of Nelia, for example, come from, is all centered around Setessa, the city that is more in tune or closely associated with nature. Where the entirety, or virtually the entirety of the fighting force, and indeed most of the population, are women.
Interesting.
In fact, Bithynia, having read up on it, you would know that oftentimes males who do exist and some and are taken in by Meltis as well as refugees or orphans, when they reach age, are encouraged to leave the city and find their place in the world elsewhere. Some do choose to remain, of course, and they tend to fulfill specific roles, but there's far fewer.
Interesting. And you said that they're from Setessa? Where is it? Setessa. Setessa. Okay, Venusian Woods. Okay, got it. But wait, that, looking at a map, Hilaria, where is your family from? Where did you say that you're from? Akros?
Yeah. Wait, you're far away. Did you fly back?
I hadn't left yet. Had I left? I don't remember.
You had left because you said you flew a little higher.
Well, then I'm coming back because I have a question about this.
Yep.
So Setessa is between Akros and Meltis. Are you familiar with it?
It isn't.
Setessa? It's
so Akros is where my finger is here. Setessa is here. And sorry, no, Meltis is here, Setessa is here, Akros is like here. Although mirror it, because I just realized that I did it in my verse instead of
Oh, it's closer to Akros than Meltis, though.
It's closer in terms of that map is slightly weird. So let me see if I've got, so there's the map I designed. Wasn't I basically recreated the map from the source book? Let me see if I can get you the World Anvil link for that. That should be a standby for, apologies to anybody who may be watching, but this will just take a second. We're good. Maps.
So Setessa.
Oh, sorry, continue.
I'm just curious then. I mean, it looks like it corners Akros. I mean, are you familiar with it? I don't get out much. I've been at the university since like birth, I feel like.
I have a question. Is the map where we're going?
No. The map is the world as you know it.
Oh, okay. I was just like, why is there a map? Okay, that's fine.
Article. Here we go. Map settings. I don't know why this is set to private. Display and privacy. Public. Save changes. Open in presentation mode. here you guys go. So just for all your needs, this is a interactable, fully zoomable map of Theros that I made. I'm probably gonna need to update it as well, just because I'm doing a few shifts and turns, but this will basically should suffice for the moment. So at this point, you guys would be at the very center of what you see to be considered the Lagona grounds.
Okay.
Your destination is the city of Tethmos, which you should be able to see on that map as well. But yes, so you're gaining quite rapidly on these guys, and you'll be upon them soon. They actually turn around and do notice you at this point in time. They get the measure of you guys for a moment. The hoplites do. They stand a little more upright in like I'll pay a little bit of attention kind of way in terms of doing their jobs. But you get the sense that they don't seem to have marked you guys as a threat for the moment.
I see. Okay, I see your map now. So we're in Lagona. Okay. Do you all want... So I'm going to come back down. Do you all see them too? Or am I the only one who sees that they're that close?
You guys are behind them at this point. You're like 100 feet behind them, basically.
Gotcha.
Well, one of the hoplites that is on horseback seems to double back slightly to you guys, to turn, and then approaches until they're right alongside you. And it's an older woman who has hair in a tight bun beneath her helmet that has a metal crest that is lined with emeralds. Hail! You wish to pass? We can part the road for if you give us but a moment. Basically, she's saying that they're well aware that you're moving much faster than them, so they're offering to basically get out of the way if you give them a second. So that you're not, because you guys can't you guys would have to go off the road to overtake them, which the chariots aren't really built for, or the carts really. They're offering to basically shift to the side momentarily so that you may pass them and continue at the pace you've been traveling.
Could I do a perception check just to see if there are any injured people or people that, maybe look a little bit sketch in the group?
Make a perception check. Natural one.
4, 6, but it's a 1.
So, you weren't feeling super hungry at around lunchtime, so you said no thank you, and you're really regretting that now. There was some nice sandwiches that were out and about during the lunch period, and Amalia offered, actually did, a whole thing where she, grilled it with butter, grilled the meat with butter, and you're really regretting not getting on that train.
Okay.
And,
can I use detect?
You don't notice any. Yeah, you can.
I just want to, because I don't know, because I'm still fluttering close enough to hear, but
Yep.
I can't really see in those carts, and I don't know if we should just freely be in front of them. I mean, it's a kind offer to be ahead, but I'd rather see what's in front of me than have people behind me and looking over my shoulders.
Just point of order. She's asked you a question and you haven't answered in about 10 seconds. Just as long as you guys are aware of that fact.
Yeah, I'm up in the air, so I'm not.
No worries. So, okay, so you're casting Detect Evil and Good?
Mm-hmm.
Does that have... what are the components for that? Just out of curiosity, I mean in terms of verbal, somatic, or material?
Components, verbal and somatic.
Okay, cool. So just being aware of that. So you trace the glyph in the air, and as you do, a couple of the hoplites basically they don't attack, but they see that you're casting a spell, and so they steal themselves momentarily. But as nothing happens, they're eyeing you suspiciously, just because the road is dangerous. But they haven't seemed to attack yet. What is the range on Detect Evil and Good?
30 feet.
You're much too far away whilst you're in the air. You guys are 100 feet behind the caravans as it stands. You'd have to fly much closer. How long does Detect Evil and Good last?
10 minutes.
Okie dokie.
So, I'm going to take Plummet down and see if I can't fly closer. Well, actually, can I just... I'd like to land next to this hoplite that's addressed us and ask if... does it mind if I hover nearby?
No, by all means. Again, she takes a note of your attire and the fact that you're carrying a Pegasus. You're astride a Pegasus, a decidedly Miletian Pegasus as well, and she takes that as a good sign. And no, of course. I say again, you wish us to, part the road. We are carrying heavy cargo, so we will slow you down if otherwise you seem to be in a hurry. Nazros, who seems to be at the head of the party, says, "That would be kindly appreciated." And the woman gives a nod and begins to... She gallops back and begins barking orders, and slowly but surely the carts begin to just divert onto the sides of the road, just enough that you guys would be able to pass.
Can I cast Detect Evil and Good now?
Yeah, no, you've cast it, so it's up, and as you fly close to the woman, nothing triggers. Let me just double checking. What does it let you detect?
For the duration, if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located.
Okie dokie.
Similarly, if there's a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Fuck.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead first. I'd be happy to go ahead and find out. And just kind of scan it, because they don't know. I've already kind of got their suspicions, but I'd be happy to lead the party so that if I need, I can get out, hopefully.
All right, you touch down on the ground, or I presume you do, and begin leading the two chariots. As you guys trot through, you get a beat on the satyrs amongst them specifically, because they are fae, not humanoid, in terms of their creature category, and you would know that. So, that's not unusual. So you recognize the satyrs as fae. The spell gives you that information, which you know already. No other detection. And as you guys pass through, you see you are able to peer slightly into the carts, because they're not necessarily hidden. And you see a variety of bundles of cilantro and other different herbs that are bundled together, and different ointments and oils that have been corked into bottles. It almost looks like a little mobile farmer's market, but specifically to do with what looks like an old-timey apothecary.
Curious. And so, where are they going? Where did they come from, and where are they going? I mean, I have a map. I have an idea that they're from the Newfield Woods, or nearby. We're going to Successor? Where are we going? What are we doing?
You guys are... Dear Lord. You guys are going to Tethmos.
Okay, Tethmos. Let me write that down so I don't forget again.
Which does mean going over the Carakthan Mountains. And I'll reiterate, Nazros said that there is a small village at the base of the mountains at a specific location where you guys are to basically leave the chariots in good hands and then make your way across the mountains on foot.
Gotcha.
Question.
Yep.
On the map, where are we right now?
You guys, see where the second N in Lagona is?
The second, yes.
Yeah, there. You guys are basically on that spot.
Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. Alright, okay.
For anybody who may be watching, I will post a link to this map as it is publicly available in the chat. Oh, right. I didn't realize that's where I posted it the first time. You guys have it, right? Okay. I was wondering why I wasn't showing up on Skype. I was like, oh.
That's why I was posting my map, because I'm like, he's posting it, but I don't see it, so I found my own.
Crazy person. I am a crazy person. But yes, so, yeah, that's where you guys are. Yeah, so you guys pass by, Nasdros, just curiously overlooks, and he just calls out, "You are merchants, are you not?" And a couple of the people at the front of the carts give simple nods. He just gives a non-committal shrug and looks at you guys. Shall we pursue, or shall we continue? Very well.
Sure.
And you guys whoosh, and the horses are off, and they persist in trot and pick up the pace. You guys travel along for the rest of the day without interruption, making good progress. Along the road and with the horses able to travel at a much faster pace for at least an hour a day, you guys are making really good time at the moment. And you guys, at a point, as the sun goes down, decide that you can go no further, and Nazra says, "We should make camp, find a safe place." And you guys are a bit more out in the open here. It's more hinterland / alpine low grounds with not a whole lot of tree cover. Not much of a survivalist. Is anyone able to find somewhere safe to lay our heads down for the evening?
I could try if you wanted me to.
I have a tiny hut.
A tiny hut. We're with a lot of people within you. I don't think a tiny hut's gonna do it, like size-wise.
9 creatures can fit inside.
I don't mind topping tailing it if it means safety.
I'm really confused. Also, I don't have a tail, so that's gonna be hard.
I'm not the best at math, but 9 creatures, medium sized or smaller. It was like the first time you met us. We were in a tiny hut.
Oh wait, if you could fit 9 creatures into a tiny hut and one of us is staying guard, surely you'd be able to fit.
The horses will have to be parked outside, but that was the same as before. We will simply have to stand guard as per the... very well. If the hut is secure, then perhaps over there, and he gestures to a little spot where basically it's at the base of a really steep hill, so it's kind of like slightly covered anyway. Perhaps there might be a good location.
Yeah, it works for me. That works. I have no objections to the location of the tiny hut.
Very well. And you guys begin to unpack the chariots in the location. Bithynia sits down, traces different glyphs, and begins ritually casting the tiny hut. And after about 10 minutes or so, boom, a translucent force field-like dome of energy just manifests. Ah, that is quite impressive, my dear.
Thank you. It's It's somewhat dissimilar to where I reside back in town, but it will do.
It is more than enough. And he sort of steps inside of it like, ooh, it's climate controlled. I do quite enjoy that. The hinterlands can be a bit chilly in the evenings. Come, let us eat. And so the various different rations are doled out, courtesy of Nazaros, who packed enough for everybody. And as a special treat at the end, he says, I had a special surprise imported. I'm to take most of them back to my people, but I may be able to spare a couple for just this evening. They are hard to get, impossible to grow in this part of the world. And he pulls out, it looks like some sort of vegetable or fruit, but you've never seen it before. It's long and slightly curved and bright yellow. He cracks this stem of this long bendy fruit and peels like the entire skin off, revealing a slightly more cream-colored interior, which he begins to slice, and it seems to be very soft, almost like butter. And as he slices along this long cream-colored interior, you see teeny tiny little seeds, confirming it is some sort of fruit. These were imported from the southern continent. The locals called them bananas.
That's a funny name.
Isn't it, though? And he basically slices them into long, like, thin slices, and he sprinkles a little bit of brown sugar over the top of them, and then grills them on a small iron plate that he produces. And then he sort of puts them on top of these, like, they're like a slightly tougher sponge cake, like the one that you might have for travel, but it is still, like a cake-type treat, except with the grilled banana on top, and he sort of glazes a bit of honey. He starts doling those out, and to people who have spent a couple days on the road eating basically tack, it's not bad. And yeah, the tasting this banana for the first time is a surprisingly unique new flavor.
This is curious, both in design and taste, but I appreciate that you've shared this with us. It's interesting. How did you find it originally?
A merchant in Meletis from the southern continent, a Hasiran man, I believe. Or was it, and he just thinks for a moment, No, I'm sorry, he was Nerubian. So at the mention of those two names, basically of the southern continent, the land across the Adriatic Sea, a sea that was previously thought to be the end of the world. However, during the Theros-Hasiran War, an event that occurred about 30 years ago, which, for those of you who are wondering, yes, is a Theros equivalent of the Greco-Persian War, these lands were discovered as the forces of the Hasiran Empire invaded Theros. The Therans basically banded together and beat the forces back, and ever since the decisive defeat of the Hasiran Empire and its relative degradation since these 30 years have come, trade has opened up, and the two continents live in a relative, if slightly uneasy due to old wounds, peace. And so some trade is carried out. Generally, it's limited to more luxury items because the trip across the Adriatic Sea is one fraught with peril and seldom worth it for regular commerce. But occasionally it is attempted, and Nazaros describes that one such merchant of exotic items would occasionally make the trip, and he ran into him in Meletis. He was in town, and Nazaros purchased a few different things. Yes, he was a most curious gentleman. He had a bodyguard who was a 12-foot tall elephant man. Or
Whoa.
that was a bit much, so it was like 9 foot tall, like 9 foot tall elephant man. Yes.
A loxodon.
Quite right. My, you are the studious one. And yes, you have heard of loxodons through your research, being a bookworm, Bithynia, but they are absolutely not native to Theros, and no one on this side of the world knew they existed before 30 years ago.
Curious. Loxodons and bananas in the same location.
Actually, I may be getting slightly mixed up on. So, no, never mind. So, yeah. So sorry. Never mind. So no, what I've said is correct. I just I was having some thoughts about because for anyone who may not know, the whole southern continent is my own invention. It's not part of the Theros lore. Because in Greek mythology, even, if you talk about, like, pre even the existence of Athens, they knew about Asia Minor and Egypt and things like that. So it didn't make sense to have Theros just be the end of the world. So that's why I created that. And I was thinking about, would they know the existence? Because, but so I'm saying, so I'm going to say that, no, I basically mixed up. So the southern continent was something that everyone was aware of, but it was largely unexplored. There was very limited knowledge about its inhabitants, its denizens, until very recently. And the main thing you guys knew about is a civilization, or was a nation there that possibly was older even than Theros, known as Amonkhet. Which, yes, is Theros' equivalent of Egypt, and is actually its own Magic the Gathering set. But I'm getting digressed, I apologize. So, yes, you have heard of loxodons, but you've never seen one in person. Just like you, so you are aware that a few native species of the southern continent are loxodons, gnolls. Some parts of Theros are actually infested with gnolls now because they were brought as troops during the Thero-Hasiran War and just left over to infest. But they're generally kept under control. Ganassi are the offspring of humans and local deity-like creatures on the southern continent known as Jinn. And a few bits and bobs like that. But knowledge on the inner workings of Amonkhet and Narubia and Hasira are still largely a mystery due to the peril of such a journey.
And so I sit there, enjoying my banana covered in seasoning in a crowded hut.
It isn't your worst Wednesday night. Very well. Unless anyone wishes to get anything else done this evening, I will say the evening draws to a close without issue.
But wouldn't one of us have to stand guard?
Yes. Nazros will take the first watch. He offers to do so.
I'll take the second then.
Amalia, make a perception check. I just realized I have
Course.
dice with me.
1 second.
Dice. I'll just have to borrow my mother's dice because I can't run all the way up in the middle of the session.
Perception. Oh. Ooh, 19.
Very well. You, an hour passes relatively uneventfully. After about an hour, you see at the edge of your dark vision, you see a, dark shape appear that seems to sort of meander towards you guys. And with your dark vision, as it gets closer, you see it doesn't seem to be making any effort to be sneaky or anything like that. you see a bear. A single black bear, which, as you get closer, looks to be somewhat of a juvenile. You've run into a few of these in the wild yourself. They can get a fair bit bigger, so this one looks to be not very old. And it seems to have smelt something and is sort of approaching, hopefully, like around this area.
It smelled the bananas.
The horses sort of stand up, like at attention, like, the fuck you doing, bro?
Question: do we have like? Okay, you see how Zol cut the banana? Is there any like of that version of that banana left?
Make a investigation check.
Just the cut one, not the one that he's like gonna to the other owners. So what am I making? I'm sorry, what check am I making?
An investigation check.
Okay, cool. Oh no. 6?
So whatever, so you know Nazros tossed the banana peels somewhere, but you have no idea where.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand my ground and stare at the bear and hopefully it goes away.
Okay, so you stand up. Bithynia, is the dome opaque or transparent?
It's opaque.
Okay, so the bear can't see you, Amalia. You can see it because you can see out of it, but the bear can't see you.
Oh wait, question. Would Hilira be awake at this point or is she asleep?
Well, hold on.
No, so, oh, sorry, yes, Bithynia?
It's opaque from the outside, but it is transparent from the inside. At minor detail.
I assumed as much, not to worry. Hilira isn't awake yet. The bear has made some noises, but nothing, like, enormous. Or, Hilira, make a perception check at disadvantage because you're asleep.
Because she's the only one that can talk to animals.
A 7.
I'm going to roll a stealth. I'm just going to roll a d20 for the bear. If he rolls a lower than a 7, he is loud enough to wake you up. No modifier. He rolled a 7. Exactly a 7. So I am going to say that, reroll.
Still with disadvantage?
Yeah, again, because you are... Well, what's your passive perception?
15.
Okay, I'm gonna say -5 to your passive perception, because... So I'm gonna roll again. If it's 10 or lower, you wake up.
Okay.
It's an 11. Unfortunately, he is not quite loud enough. Because he's mainly just, like, rustling some leaves and occasionally making small whimpers, but that's about it, so you wouldn't have any reason... There's no alarming sound that would wake you up. So, Amalia isn't awake,
snores.
Amalia, but you can, sorry? Oh, yes, Katina snores. So, Amalia, you could wake her up if you wanted to. She isn't awake yet. Or she isn't awake currently.
Also, question. Can I see that, like, if the bear is hurt in any way, shape, or form?
Make a perception check. With disadvantage because it is darkness outside, and you can see the bear, but it's still dim light for you.
So, oh wait, let me roll again. So, 11.
It doesn't. As far as you can tell, it doesn't appear to be injured.
Cool. I will stand my ground.
You would know that the bear cannot see you right now.
Okay, can I step forward?
Yeah, you step forward. As you step forward, the bear basically like sits up, like looks at you like, oh shit. Is frozen for a moment, is waiting to see what you do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand there. Maybe wave at it, but that's about it.
Bear holds one paw up and kind of mimics your movement.
Oh, that's so good.
He watches his eyes seem to dart like towards the horses and back at you, and then toward I'll add that this bear is about as tall as like it's about the size of a big dog. Like it's not really like a bear. So it probably couldn't actually eat the horses, but it seems to smell something in that direction and is tentatively trying to get a little closer, but is just waiting to see what you do, Amalia.
Okay, can I go over to the horses and just stand by the horses?
Okay, as you walk, like as in you make deliberate steps and walk towards the horses, the bear, being a bit skittish, scampers off.
Okay, cool. That's quite weird. Okay, never mind. Weirder things have happened to me at nighttime. I just sit by the horse and just kind of, what's it called? Pet its mane.
Okay. You pet the horses for the remainder of your watch, which comes to a close without event. And Scotty Officer takes the next watch. Also passing by without event. At which point, I will need someone to take the final watch. Very well.
I'll do it.
Make a perception check.
I will also light up my unicorn again, just to see, because I am human and I cannot see in the dark.
Does a unicorn light up? I don't think it lights up.
No, but I have cantrip light.
Fair enough.
13.
All right. You don't see anything, and as far as you can tell, the watch transpires without issue. And before long, daylight breaks. And you guys all wake up, come to. Oh, sorry. And prepare for the next leg of the journey. You set off again. At a good pace. Can I get someone else to roll me a d20?
I'll do it. D20. Oh wait, wrong one. Jesus Christ, D&D Beyond.
Famous first, last, and forever words.
Sandwich of 7.
7, okay.
I don't like that smile.
I actually don't remember what I put for 7. Oh. Okay. Please, what is everybody's passive perception? Oh, 15, right. Helida's would be the highest, I believe.
11.
Bithynia?
13.
Yeah, so... Alright, let me just double check something. Alright, as you are traveling further and further towards the mountains, you can see them begin to loom a bit at this point. You're passing by some more woodland areas again. You guys are now beyond Laguna into officially the Theros grounds at this point. The horses, with their faster pace, have been able to make really good ground. And you imagine you should be at the edge of the mountains by the end of the next day. You pass by a smaller forest. Just by the side of the road. And as you guys are galloping along happily, Helira, you spot a small metal glint in the trees. It just something flash, like you know when like something reflective catches the light just right and hits you in the eye. That happens just like you see like a flash in the trees, and then it's gone.
Wait, what? Bithynia, did you see that?
Well, you know, there was something, but I don't know what it was that I saw. Something. I can't be sure what it was, but yes, something was there.
Okay, so be on the lookout.
Yep, and I'll take Plummet up a little bit so that I'm still within talking distance, but so that I can maybe get a better vantage point.
And could I step off the cart and look on the ground, check for traps?
Yes, you can. Go ahead and make a perception check.
11?
Doesn't appear to be trapped.
Cool. I'll get back on the cart.
Bithynia, make a perception check of your own.
Survey says 21.
So you fly overhead and you see like another flash yourself, and so you fly back around, and when you go over a specific spot, like the light seems to catch something and it shines and just reflects it, and it's amongst the trees. So there's definitely something reflective down there that seems to be like just pinging the light out and making it seeable.
So I'm gonna go back down and a little bit closer so I don't have to share my voice. And yes, can confirm. There's something over there. I don't know. I still can't tell what it is, but it's there. There's something there.
Okay. Could another person fit on Plummet? So two people can check it out, and in case there's a scuffle, there's two people fighting.
Yes, you could.
Yeah, and so I'll land Plummet and land Plummet. Is that what you do to a Pegasus? I don't.
Yeah, you can say you'll land Plummet.
And lower a wing. Come on up.
So who feels like flying?
I believe we can fly.
Amalia, do you want to fly?
Oh, too long. Let's go.
Yeah, so it can't fit 3 people, especially if one of them's in heavy plate. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like I would crush the Pegasus, and I don't want to kill it.
So it couldn't be Amalia and Bithynia together.
It could be Amalia and... No, it couldn't be Amalia and Bithynia. Not... I'll have to double check the... No. I memorized the Pegasus's carrying capacity, and unfortunately, the amount of... Amalia's in full plate with a giant axe, as well as her other belongings. Amalia weighs a ton.
I'm a big lion.
Basically, yeah.
Nice.
I'm too heavy.
Nice. So it's between you and me, Scotinos. What do you want to do? You want to fly?
You have better eyes than I do. I would trust you.
Well, fine. You guys just don't want to plummet on Plummet. I'll get on Plummet.
I will cast Featherfall if that happens. You have my word.
You're a pussy. I'll get on Plummet.
You are quite right about that.
Bithynia moves Couplet around so that there's enough space. Ready?
Let's go.
All right. And then give Plummet the go-ahead to go up ahead to see what that flashing light is. But not too high in the sky. Just
Very
enough
well.
so that...
So you guys are hovering just over the trees. Make another perception check. Okay, someone do it with advantage, or both of you roll separately. Your choice.
You're rolling really well, Rebecca. You roll with advantage, because I'm not rolling very well.
So, with advantage, is that just with the...
Roll twice, choose the higher roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's perception?
Yes.
Okay. I don't perceive anything. I have a perception of 14 as my higher roll.
Okay. There's definitely something metallic down there. You see a hint of gray, but it's in metallic gray, but that's as far as you can tell without getting closer. You're flying above the trees, and the trees aren't small.
Okay. Well, I am not 100% sure. I can't really tell, but I think we should get closer.
Okay, let's get closer.
Okay. So, Plummet just swooshes over. And how far are we now from the rest of the party?
You're about 50 feet diagonally.
From the party?
Yeah.
And how far are we from this shimmer?
You're
thing?
right above it, about 50 feet down as well.
Oh, curious. Well, should we land?
Yeah, we want to get closer. Sure. You know, I'm for pushing the red button.
All right, let's go. So, I guess Plummet just makes kind of a descent, more than a plummet to the ground, to be near it, hopefully about 20 feet away. We're like half. We're close enough to see what it is from 20 feet.
Yeah, you are able to see it.
Okay.
You see a very large axe just embedded into the tree. It resembles a wood-cutting axe in many aspects. It's got a sort of twine-wound connection to a large curved wooden haft. It seems almost to be of a birch design, and then the grip of the haft is more leather cord that is wrapped tightly. The axe itself has a sort of bearded axe quality to it, but the other side is slightly cleft, almost like a wine opener. It's got a bit of red leather that's binding the top as well, as almost like a strap thing. And as you approach closer, you see a wide series of like rings that just go from the edge of the axe inwards towards the center and get smaller and smaller and smaller.
Okay, so I think we should circle back. There's someone in this party. Well, I don't know. Is this a trap? You're the one who's good at finding traps. Is this a trap?
I'll check for traps.
Okay.
You're checking for traps?
Yeah.
All right. How do you check for traps? Or what are you looking for?
I look at it. I've triggered enough traps to think that I know traps.
Okay, go ahead and make I'll say perception check.
Okay.
Natural one.
For 6?
It's just an axe lodged into a tree.
I'll reach for it. See if I can grab it.
Yeah, it's not hard to reach, as in you guys are just like standing next to it at this point. Oh yeah, so you grab a hold of it, give it a good tug. Please make a charisma saving throw. Oh no!
That's my third one!
Oh,
And my last roll was a 1 as well. That means we've rolled 4 1s in a row.
Oh god.
Oh,
That's gotta be some kind of
wow.
record. Good lord.
I want off this record.
All right.
Okay.
So, Hilira, as you grab it, you feel a cold sensation come over you, and then you grow incredibly numb. And all of a sudden, you're seeing everything. Like, you are seeing, and you are hearing, and you are smelling, but you can't feel anything else. And then, completely involuntarily, let go of the axe.
Oh no.
And turn around to face Bithynia.
Oh
Oh. Oh. But
And-
you got off of Plummet. Did I get off of Plummet?
no! I didn't get off of Plummet, did I?
I thought
Yeah,
you
I
did.
landed.
You would have
Yeah,
had to get a little... Or did you not?
Okay. No, you know what? I got off Plummet. It's fine.
I landed, but I didn't remember
Alright.
if you got off of
You know what,
Plummet or not.
actually? So, with hands that are not your own, or not controlled by your own, you let go of the axe and just start walking deeper. Actually, no, I'll say you yank the axe free and start walking deeper into the forest.
And I can't speak.
You can't speak. You are not in
Oh, wait.
control of your body.
Oh,
Is that
no.
in the opposite direction of where Bithynia is, though?
Yes.
Or is that...
You are walking away from Bithynia.
Oh no,
Where-
Sparty!
And then Bithynia
What are you
just starts
doing?
screaming. Ah! I don't know what's going on here.
Can we hear the screaming?
I would assume so. You guys aren't that far away. And Nazros says, "Oh dear, you best look into that, my dear. I will remain here with Scotinus. He should be sufficient."
Alright, I'll be right back. Can I make a sprint towards them?
Yes, you can. So yeah, Scotty will say, "I'll keep him safe. Don't worry. Get her back."
Are you
And,
okay?
So Amalia, you run up, and you see Bithynia like shrieking, and
Ah!
you can see Hilira, but she's still just walking away.
What happened? What's wrong? Why are you
I don't know.
screaming?
Don't touch the axe. That axe is cursed or something. I don't know. We wanted to see it. I thought maybe it would be
wait.
ideal not to touch it.
Wait. What axe? What are you
There was
talking about?
there was something shiny, and then we got closer, and there was an axe in the tree, and we thought maybe we should check it out before we touched it, but we checked it. She checked it, and I don't know. She's now walking in another direction, and I don't know if she's cursed or what.
Okay,
but
I'm thinking maybe we should follow her. Unless you want to make your way back to the group and I follow her.
I think that you should follow her because I have Plummet. I can tell them to go faster with the horses, and then we will follow you. We'll come back.
You would know, Bithynia, the chariots aren't really going to be able to fit through the trees. Not effectively. This is not even terrain. They could pursue, but they would have to leave the chariots behind.
Okay.
Romeo,
Yeah?
would there be like anything around where the axe was, like the dent of it? Like, would we be able to tell like what it was basically
Make a
cursed with?
perception check. I just want to add, Helena is still walking away at this point.
I can do Mind Spike really quick because I can reach into the mind. Because I can still see her, and
Yeah. Mind Spike, I believe, just does damage. Oh no, wait. So you know their location. Okay.
I have rolled very well. 20.
You just see the bite in the tree where the axe was lodged, and that's it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna follow Hilira at this point. I can't.
Okay. You are running, I presume.
Well, I wouldn't be run. I'd be like kind of fast walking in order to catch up with her, but stay far, like slightly, a little bit back. So, like, not to, like, kind of, what's the word? Like, scare her in the sense that, oh shit, who's following me kind of thing. Like, I just want to be, like, aware that she's okay.
Are you saying anything to her?
No, I'm just following her, like, silently.
Very well. You continue. And... after a moment, she stops.
First of all,
turns to look at you, and you see she's holding the axe that was described earlier, and you see this axe for the first time. And she begins... She's holding the axe slack by her side.
Uh-huh.
And is just casually walking towards you. And as she gets to about 10 feet in front of you, unless you do something else before then...
Produce my echo.
Okay. She holds her hands up as she speaks, you hear her voice and a second voice at the same time, a sort of older, gruff male voice.
That's not okay.
I shouldn't have just walked away. I can tell this is going to be challenging if I don't explain myself. So here it goes. I ask but a moment of your time. I assure you your friend is quite safe. I'm just borrowing her body for a moment.
Can I make an insight check?
I'll say make an insight check with disadvantage.
This is so weird.
Because of the weirdness of the situation.
Why are we all getting possessed episodes after episodes?
Because you rolled a 7.
No, I did not. I rolled a 3.
You said you rolled a 7.
I never said I rolled a 7. I said I rolled a 3 right now, just for insight.
No, not for insight, for the random encounter.
Oh, yes, I did roll a 7. Oh, fuck. Sorry.
So, this is too unusual for you, and so it's hard to know, like, to listen to the voice or to look at Heliada's facial expressions, because her facial expressions are, like, blank. It isn't, like, a one-to-one in terms of, how this works. And when she moves, it's slightly, almost like an awkward teenager in terms of, like, doesn't feel like, it almost feels like she's not used to her own body when she moves. Nevertheless, she continues.
Can I ask? Alright, go on.
What do you ask?
Oh, I was just going to ask who he is and what he wants. Or she.
My name is Adrastos. I used to live not far from here. I lived a bit further, but that's besides the point. I cut down a tree that was sacred to a dryad named Niobe. Well, actually, that's a lie. I cut down several trees. They were beautiful, and I knew that they were going to make me a lot of money, so I felled them in the hopes of turning them into profitable timber. And I was cursed to inhabit my own axe and be trapped in this accursed vicinity forever.
Okay, that kind of makes
sense. I was able
sense.
to possess someone who touched the blade.
That's the bad part. So, what do you tend to do in my friend's body right now?
I know where Niobe is. She's a few miles deeper into the forest. If we kill her, the curse is over, and I can finally pass to the afterlife.
And you think you deserve to kill her and go to the afterlife?
Do you know how long I've been here?
By your insanity, I'm probably going to guess about a long time. Years.
Decades.
Yeah, so years.
So I ask you, have I suffered enough for cutting down some trees?
Hey, look, they weren't just some trees. You wouldn't have been cursed if they were some trees. You obviously did something quite selfish and got cursed for it.
I understand that. But I am done punishing myself for that, and I am done being punished for that.
I am telling you right now, you do not exit my friend's body. I am coming with you, and I'm not going to let you kill an innocent person. No matter how free you want to be from a stupid axe. Because, let's be honest, like axes, I win right now. Like, it's way cooler than yours. So, yeah.
If I release your friend, will you people help me?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could go talk to where the person lives. Like, we could go together, since you know where she lives. And I can talk to her, but, I mean, that's all I can do.
If I may remain in the body but a bit longer, so that I may also speak, I am bound to the axe. If I leave her body now, the axe will vanish and reappear in the tree.
No killing her. Talking.
If she will free me, then no killing her. If she refuses, then I will take matters into my own hands.
And then you will suffer my consequences.
I'll take that chance if I must. But if she agrees to forfeit the curse, no killing. You have my word. True to form, we can't actually hear you right now, Virla. So I can't hear you?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, you said something, we couldn't hear you, so I thought that was
I'm just here screaming, "Leave my body!" Which is really fun because my parents are in the other room and they don't know what's happening. It's just funny.
He says to you, like, he just says to no one in particular, Amalia, I just need a moment with it.
Hilira's screaming at you right now?
A little bit. It's this way. And he continues to walk into the forest. Do you follow?
Yep.
What is everybody else doing?
Can Plummet make it? I'm checking it out. Would it be better for Plummet to walk or to fly above? Because I don't know the terrain of this area with the trees.
The trees are getting a bit thicker at this point, so it's better to fly above.
Oh, but if they... Okay, and how... Okay, I'll fly above.
I know this is a really bizarre question, but because Hilira is still technically in her body, even though she can't speak, would she be able to send something to someone else?
No, that would require being able to move her hands in the right way and say the right incantations.
Okay, never mind.
But very well, so you follow behind them, Bithynia, at a leisurely pace.
Yeah.
It takes maybe half an hour, because it's a couple miles away.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So you guys delve into the forest. And after a while, Hilira comes to a stop. And Amalia, as well, seeing she comes to a stop, also comes to a stop herself. And so you see them having stopped, Bithynia, so unless you decide otherwise, I would say you decide to touch down to finally see what's up.
Yep. Right behind them.
And Hilira talks to you, Bithynia, and with the two voices, you hear it for the first time, says, long story short, I'm borrowing your friend's body, help me lift my curse, and you can have her back. Deal?
No deal? No deal? This is no deal, right?
Hilira looks at you, Amalia, and says, would you explain to your friend? We really don't have time.
What deal did you make?
Shut up for a minute. No one likes you. You've stolen my friend's body. Shut up. Basically, the only way to get Hilira free is if this asshole here who cut down a magical tree, a bunch of them, just because he wanted to be rich, basically got cursed into the axe. And now the only way for him to get out of the axe is if he talks, doesn't kill, talks to the person that basically cursed him. Make sense?
But he has to do it through Hilera.
Basically, yeah.
Oh my god.
Unless someone else volunteers to be the vessel.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, I love Hilera and I want it to be free, but right now, if I become the vessel like I did last time, we all know how that ended and I ain't doing it again.
Well, I think that we should continue on the trajectory that we're on.
Is this our house?
Niobe is just beyond in this clearing.
I still don't trust him, okay.
And he ventures forward.
Question,
And as
do I still have my echo?
No, not at this point. It's been 30 minutes.
Okay, can I produce another echo in front of me? Because I really don't trust the axe
Yes, you
person.
can. So you guys step out and the forest opens up a bit into a clearing. And you see Niobe. A beautiful dryad with skin of oaken bark in certain places, whilst a face of a normal human woman. Hair that is eerily familiar. It reminds you a lot of Eudokia's hair. Except this hair is even more verdant and just covered in, just full of vines and leaves woven throughout. And so you definitely understand where Eudokia gets her dryad parentage looks from. For clarification's sake, this is not Eudokia's mother, but you sort of see a resemblance in some respects. And this figure is just in the midst of consuming what appears to be dried meat.
Has she, like, can she sense us or see us?
She has her eyes closed for the moment and is just delicately enjoying the music of 4 satyrs which appear to be attending her.
Okay.
And strumming. The music
look-
comes to an abrupt halt as you guys enter the clearing. And she opens her eyes, looks at all of you, looks at Hilira and says, Andrastos.
Oh, okay. She can sense him. That's good.
Looks at the rest of you. Has he roped you all into his scheme?
I, for one, would just like to say I want my friend back, and I agreed that he wouldn't kill you. And if he tries to kill you, I'm going to intervene and do something to the axe. Probably break it, but you know. I understand why you cursed him, but the asshole will not leave my friend alone unless he can talk to you and you can set him free. Which, personally, I wouldn't, but I'm just saying.
She looks at you. You're incredibly blunt. I respect that.
Oh, thank you. I like you too. Your
And
hair's really
does
cool.
this Leonin speak for all of you? You too, Andrastos. And Hilira's body just says, it has been more than 40 years, Niobe.
See? Years.
He bites his tongue because he realizes if he antagonizes you, and if he points out your intelligence, he will be probably antithetical to his goals. So he says, please, I've suffered enough.
I don't think so.
46 years of torture. And I lost the rest of my life. Just let me pass on. I know what this one says. Points at Amelia with the axe. But I'm begging you. Let it be enough. Niobe looks at him down for a moment, up and down for a moment. I do like the prostration. Does show remorse. Do you know why I cursed you so? Don't answer, you'll get it wrong. The trees you felled were older than the nation of Melites. I wanted you to experience a fraction of the eternity you brought to an end. Do you understand now? And Hilira's body just gets down on its knees and says, yes. I understand completely. What I have endured is but a blink of an eye compared to what those trees had seen. And I will spend all eternity regretting my decision. But please let me serve the gods in the afterlife and make up for what I've done. And Niobe thinks for a moment. Looks at the rest of the rest of you. Tell me, what would you have me do, or what would you do in this instance? You seem to have followed this spirit thus far. Do you believe he is worth redemption? Do you believe he is sorry for what he has done?
He seems to be, but also I would just break the axe. What happens if you break the axe?
If you break the axe, I will simply curse him into another object.
Yeah, see, I can't speak for him. I just want my friend back. And honestly, I understand what you did, why you did what you did. Like, if I could curse someone, I would probably curse him too.
You know what? I will let your victim decide. And she waves her hand, and Hilira, your body is still not your own, but your voice. But for you feel the sensation come back to your mouth, and as Hilira's body speaks, it is but one voice, her own voice.
You know, I hope you enjoy having boobs. They're annoying, and you know, once a month it's not fun. What's going on? Why can't I hear myself?
The satyrs crack up, like, just burst out laughing. And so does Niobe.
Hi, guys. What's going on? Am I back?
You have to crane your neck, because, again, your body is still not your own. But you watch as your hand just raises up and, like, flips you the bird backwards.
I don't like you either, man. Anyways, what?
Are you okay?
No. What's going on?
Hilira. Oh, you've heard everything, by the way, Hilira. This man, in his so-called desperation, robbed you not only of your autonomy, but your very body. Do you believe his motives were righteous enough? Do you believe he is worthy of redemption?
I don't really know what he did, because he didn't do it to me. Yes, he did steal my body, but he didn't do what he did to you and your people in your environment. So I don't think I should speak about that, but I do believe that everybody deserves redemption. And if you believe that his intentions are true, then you should do what feels right.
I'll see you for a moment. Interesting. Looks at you, Bithynia. You. The scholarly one, I presume. You seem
Potentially.
rational. What does your rationale suggest I might do in this place, in this position?
Well, Well, what are our options?
We kill him or we set him free.
But we get Hilera, whether we set him free or not, correct?
Yep.
I say go for setting him free. As long as we get Hilera, that's all I really care about. We haven't gone on too far off the beaten path. And should any funny business happen, we can take care of it.
Very well. I've heard your arguments. I suppose I'm convinced. For a price, of course. The damage must be repaired. An offering must be made as a final repentance. She gestures that way. Not far from this place, there is a altar to Nelia. It is often frequented by the children of Setessa. Leave a generous offering of 100 gold drachmi, and some incense and animalistic blood to boot. A proper sacrifice. Which, Hilira, being a cleric, you're familiar with, like, that kind of procedure, like a sacrifice to the gods. So, a worthy sacrifice, and 100 gold drachmi as an offering, and he will be permitted to pass into the afterlife. That is my final offer. Go now, unless you mean to start a fight. And as she curls her finger, some of the flowers and vines on the ground begin to slide upwards slightly.
Well...
And you, Adrastos, you must present an act of faith. Leave this lady's body. Trust that they will do the right thing. If you do not, then no offering will sate me. Hilira, your fists clench until your knuckles are bursting white and it almost starts to hurt. But then they let go. And you feel the entirety of the sensation in your body come back to you. And you're you again. Very well. Go now and do whatever you see fit. And she makes it very clear that you are being dismissed and she does not wish you to be in her presence any longer.
Do we know that Hilira is technically back?
I presume Hilira would have made some gesture of it. Eldritch layaway. I'm just imagining like a pit fiend doing one of those payday lender ads, those horrible ones. It's like money supermarket.
Yeah. I have a horse. This is why I'm like one of those people. It's like, well, if you're broke, how do you have a Pegasus?
You're broke because you have a Pegasus.
So yes, you guys are faced with a choice. No consequences either way. A purely moral dilemma.
I got my body back. I got my body back. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, I can imagine. Are you okay now?
Yeah, you know what was actually kind of fun? While he was like in my body, I was like in the back of his head and I was like screaming, and that was kind of fun to just annoy him a little bit. But the rest wasn't quite fun. Anyways, should we go and leave the offering? We should have asked that guy in my body if he had 100 gold stacked away somewhere. You know, it should be his offering, not ours. But anyways.
Oh wait, are we actually going to offer something? Because I'm not being rude or anything, but I think he deserves to be cursed. He seems like an arsehole.
Yeah, but isn't this mostly like for us so that we don't get into a fight with that green-haired lady?
Okay, so I'm guessing we're going to leave the offering. Can someone send Scotty a message and just be like, we're just dealing with something and we'll be right back, promise.
Do we need Scotty for the animal blood? That's kind of what Scotty does.
No, Scotty just likes blood a lot. Oh, that
Yeah.
actually reminds me. What animal are we gonna sacrifice? Like kill an animal in the woods? Like what do we do?
Can we? But she specifically said blood. So if we go to Scotty, get some like cat blood, and then leave that.
I'll say that you being a cleric know that her meaning is a proper animal sacrifice.
But I don't want to kill an animal. I'm trying to
Well, I
find
have a question. I have a question. Does it have to be right away, or can we just like swing by? Because we're going to get some blood from like a core, right? From a Hydra, right? Could we just like if we're sacrificing that, it'd be like
You want to put highly corrosive Hydra blood on an altar.
yeah.
You wanna
Fuck
just
these
melt
guys.
the
Yeah,
altar.
I would not
fuck
do
them.
that. Yeah, I would not do that. I feel like if you did that for a god, something bad's gonna happen. So I'm gonna say a huge no.
Okay, should we put it to a vote? Who wants to leave the offering? Me.
Well, if we're gonna get cursed, me too. I don't want to get cursed.
I am too. I'm just saying we could do 1 blood, 2 stone, or something. I don't know really what that phrase would be in the situation. But if we're getting blood from one thing that we're sacrificing for corrosive bolt, it makes sense. They didn't say what kind of blood.
She said an animal blood. I could easily just kill an animal right now and sacrifice it.
Question: does your cat regenerate?
No.
Well darn. I thought maybe we could kill the cat and then bring the cat back to life. Then we'd have the animal killed. The animal would still be alive. So we didn't actually kill an animal, but we did kill an animal. But we didn't kill an animal.
We could do it with any chipmunk in the forest then.
Yeah, but I don't want to kill an animal.
You don't have to. I will.
Okay, let's go kill an animal.
Amalia, you're slightly taken aback by the I don't want to kill an animal because you watched Hilira eat like a ribeye that's about this big the other day.
Can I just like roll my eyes and make my way into the forest?
Yeah. Yeah, for such a small thing, Hilira eats like a linebacker. Okay, Amalia, make a survival check.
Okie dokie. Survival. 12.
Okay. You you look around for animal tracks and remember the things that you were taught as a cub in terms of tracking animals and finding prey. And you spot telltale signs and pitter patterns, and you are able to come across a small flock of peacocks. There's the one male and like 6 or 7 females, and you hear the sound that they make. They make a stealth check
Stealth.
with disadvantage because you're in plate.
I don't know. 16.
They don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Question: would I know about like sacrifices in order to make this like an actual like official kind of?
You would not be familiar with that. Unfortunately, Leonin very specifically are not religious in that same way. They recognize the existence of the gods, but they tend to actually defy them or like refuse outright to worship them. They are something that is called iconoclasts, kind of like a super atheism.
Yeah, I know that, but obviously.
So as a result, there is no real culture of worship. You, in fact, being a devotee of Erebos is unusual. So
Question,
you would
would Bithynia and Hilera be behind me there?
Did you guys go with?
Sure.
No, I'm with the group. Well, okay, I'll go. Because I was not.
Okay, so I'll say you guys are there with her.
I'm just gonna slowly turn around and be like, okay, does anyone know exactly what I need to do before I kill it? Like, do I need to say anything? Like, is there a guidebook to, like, how to sacrifice something?
I think I do.
Healy. So you would know that live capture in order to be killed at the altar is best. That said, if the animal must be preemptively killed, adorning the altar with its blood whilst it is still warm or fresh is also considered not necessarily sufficient, but it's also acceptable, though not as good. The worst thing you could do is to leave, like a carcass, something that's rotted away. Alternatively, one can also leave meats that have been cured or prepared. Basically, the more value the thing has in and of itself, the better it is. So you could leave cured meats, as that would be considered a delicacy, or like an offering to the gods in that way. Or the animal in and of itself as a sacrifice would be its lifeblood, its lifeline. So that would be another thing. So it's sort of like one end or the other, either fresh as a daisy or like already been made into steaks. Like anything in the middle is what you don't want to do, because it shows not preparedness, not thoughtful.
Okay, so we either need to capture it and then kill it at the altar, or we kill it, we cook it, and don't eat it, and leave it.
Okay, I'll capture it and then we'll kill it when we get there.
Okay.
Can I take out some rope, like, just in case, like, I need the rope to tie up the bird as we go along?
You do have rope, yes. I will say as well that there is nothing saying you can't use magic to capture it.
Does anyone have magic that we can capture it? Because, I don't have magic, I have weapons.
I mean, I can disguise self.
Okay, but by disguising yourself, would that mean you, like, camouflage into the leaves?
I don't know. But it's not I mean, I also have friends.
Does friends work on beasts?
It says a creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. When the spell ends.
Yes.
I can talk to them. But that feels like a weird conversation to have.
Like, yeah.
And also becoming friends with it and then killing it? You don't think that's a bit brutal a little bit?
I wanted to put corrosive ore on the altar. I may not be the best person to ask for my opinion. Can someone like hunt it? Do we have a bow and arrow or something?
Bow and arrow would be a no-no.
Amalia, I believe you have a few throwing weapons, though.
I have a hand axe, but that's about it.
You could throw that. Did you get rid of your javelins?
I had to give my javelins to Daxos.
I suppose. And you didn't have any extra starting javelins. Okay, I guess not.
No, that was Jason.
Right.
I have unarmed strike, so I don't think that I can just go in there punching in the leaves. Like, that would not be.
that would be a pretty neat stealth check. So Amalia, you could throw your hand axe if you liked.
Alright. Can I ask the group if I should throw a hand axe? Because at this point she has no idea what she's going to do. She just knows she needs to kill the peacock. Capture the peacock, sorry. So, guys,
Have you guys sent that message to Scotty, by the way? I don't know.
No, we have not.
No, we haven't.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, sorry. If we need to capture it, why don't we become invisible, sneak up, and then we've got it.
Okay, does anyone have an invisible spell?
I do. Yes.
Alright, there we go.
Baby.
And I can give somebody the sneaks if they want.
Yes.
So, who wants to capture?
Well, I make a lot of noise, so probably not me. Would any of you to be comfortable in going sneaky?
With the Sapphire Mirage.
Like, I don't mind going sneaky, but FYI, I do make a lot of noise.
I just don't have any weapons if I get close enough, so...
But we have to capture it alive.
Question, could you make two people sneaky? Like invisible sneaky?
I have Blessing of the Trickster, which gives somebody advantage. I don't know if I can have two up at the same time.
Okay, well...
Unless it says so, no. Sorry.
Alright, well, could you make me invisible and then give me the advantage, and then maybe I can catch it?
It won't.
I can...
You would just be not at disadvantage because it can't. So advantage and disadvantage don't stack. So it would just cancel out once. So you would just be not at disadvantage because you're in plate, even if you did both invisibility and Blessing of the Trickster. So you could do just one, or you could remove your plate and do just one, and you'd have advantage. I'll say at this point the peacocks are starting to slowly shift away as well, like just naturally. They're not staying necessarily in this area. So they're not like running away, but yeah, time is of the essence.
Okay, if anything, I'm probably going to take my plate off.
That's going to take about 10 minutes, bear that in mind.
Okay.
Can I assist?
Yes, you can. Make sleight of hand checks to do it quietly.
I thought it was a 1, but it was a 7, so a 10.
Okay. Amalia?
12.
You guys incredibly rustle around for a bit. There's a few clinks and clacks, but the peacocks they just shift further away. You know where they went. You can't see them right now, but you know where they went, and you don't think they've gone very far.
Okay, can you guys cast the spell right now, and then I'll go do it?
Sure. Yep.
You want to have both? Or you want to only be invisible?
But then you just cast invisibility, so Amalia's invisible. I'll say mechanically it wouldn't add an extra benefit to be invisible as well.
Okay, can I sneak over to the peacocks and grab one?
Okay, make a stealth check with advantage.
You have to be kidding me.
What'd you do?
6.
6 with advantage?
Yeah, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Okay, you are so confident that you're no longer in plate and you're so and you're invisible that you like saunter forward and then you step on a branch, crack, and the peacocks scatter and run.
Can I run after like the one that I see?
Okay, make an athletics check.
Those I am good at. Ha! 20.
Yeah, against its 11, you just say fuck stealth and you bound and chase after this fortunately flightless bird. It's one of the females. You grab it and it's writhing and wriggling under your arm, but you have it.
Okay. I am just gonna tie it with rope. That way it will not like kind of cover its mouth and walk over to where Hilira and Bithynia were.
This bird is on like stress vibrating. It's like, what the fuck's going on?
We barely know ourselves.
Okay, Amalia returns, holding the bird.
Am I not invisible anymore?
No. So when you attack, you become visible, and I consider the grapple an attack. So when you take an action, you stop being invisible.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, let's go kill this bird. In the name of Nelia. Come on.
Alright. It's easy enough to find the altar. Takes about an hour or so, but you guys are able to do so. And yeah, it's a simple stone altar that has a backing that has the symbol of Nelia, the bow with the 3 knocked arrows. You see bits of like rotted away. Oh, God damn it, Siri. You see bits of rotted branch and other things, like old incense that have adorned this altar, dried blood from long ago of a previous sacrifice. Looks good to go. And I presume Amalia is the one doing it.
Oh, yeah.
At Hilira's instruction on the procedure, Amalia, you, with a knife, perform the ritual, anoint the altar in the blood, set out some incense that Hilira is able to provide, light it so that everything smokes up and the smoke rises into the heavens. And who is providing the monetary offer?
I'll do that as well, because I pretty much have a lot of gold pieces anyway.
Okay. Amalia takes out the gold and leaves it out, anointing the altar. And as you assist in this ritual to help a soul pass on to the afterlife, your piety increases by 1, Amalia. I would consider this a funerary arrangement, and you have assisted in it, so this definitely counts. And you leave the gold out, and everything rises up in smoke. The coins amongst the embers begin to glow slightly from the heat, and a little bit of smoke comes off them as well, and you hear a sound. And as you guys turn, you see a translucent, ethereal blue man in little more than a chiton, barefoot, few scrapes and well-worn hands. And he's smiling at you guys.
I'm guessing that's him.
He says, "Thank you, all of you. I know I could have been more gracious about asking for your aid, and I am sorry for that. I am beside myself with gratitude that you have chosen to help me all the same. You are truly wonderful souls."
Just don't be a dick up there.
He smiles and says, "I promise I won't." And as he begins to fade slightly as this is happening, but he steps forward, and he holds his hands out to you, Amalia. As in, like, in just this way.
Sorry, what way?
He holds his hands out like this to you, grasp your hands if you will give him yours for a moment.
Okay, so I give him my paw.
He takes you by the paw and just kisses your paw, like, You who loathed me, still chose to help me.
I don't loathe you.
Even though you had no obligation.
Yeah, count your blessings. I have good friends.
He smiles. That is a lesson I will take into the afterlife. There is nothing I could do would ever be enough to repay this kindness. But please accept this small token. And with that, he's finally become completely translucent, and then he just fades out into the ether, and a small wisp of blue smoke rises and dissipates, and Adrastos, the spirit, is gone. And Amalia, as he fades away, where his hands left yours, you feel a weight.
It's the axe, isn't it?
and the axe is the hefty. His old logging axe is still in your hand.
I still think
Somehow
my
having
axe is
appeared
bigger.
there. His axe is they're about the same size. He had this axe was built to cut down, like, the mightiest trees. And it's got rings along the blade, almost like the rings of a tree.
Oh. That's kind of nice. Can I pocket the axe?
Yes, you can.
Might sell it to Dark Souls on the way back.
So yeah, Bithynia, you see a enormous axe just appear in Amalia's hand. The same axe as before, in fact.
Well, we've gone somewhat off of our path here. Where are you going to keep that?
Just amongst my things, I guess. I'll sell it to Daxos when we get back. Question, what do I need to add into the add items filter thing to add the axe into my inventory?
Well, you don't know what kind of axe this is, so you can just add a great axe for the moment.
Great.
Do you want me to look at it closer?
Yeah, that actually might help.
History, maybe? Or...
You do have Identify, if you recall.
I do have Identify. What is that better?
It would basically give you basically a buy-up. Cool,
Yeah,
so
okay.
Take a moment, put the axe down, and ritually cast Identify. This is known as a felling great axe. I haven't actually added it to D&D Beyond, I apologize, but this large axe has felled thousands of trees since its creation, giving it a ring-like pattern on its blade and a unique enchantment, especially given it being haunted by the spirit of a woodcutter for so long that a imprint of his life and the trees that it has felled has been left upon the blade. As an action, and this is not in a tune, I'll add, you can speak the axe's command word, which you know, Bithynia, from casting the spell, and you swing it to cause a large spectral tree to fall down in a line 60 feet long and 5 feet wide. Each creature in the area must make a DC13 dexterity saving throw. On a failure, a creature takes 3d6 bludgeon damage and is knocked prone. On a success, half as much damage and isn't knocked prone. The spectral tree vanishes immediately after this effect, and you can't use the effect again until the next dawn. In the meantime, it still counts as a magical weapon.
That is a lot. So when I knew that, so we're gonna want to hold on to this. I don't know. I don't remember the stats on your other axe, but it's pretty nice. I can't use it. It doesn't look like much, but it definitely it has some.
Sorry, yeah. So here's this picture.
It's one of those, don't judge a book by its cover, don't judge an axe by its handle. But maybe in this situation you could, because there's history there.
Plus, it's a nice handle by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
That is what it looks like.
Yeah. No, she would definitely sell this axe, but okay. Can we make our way back to Scotty? I miss him.
Yeah, easy enough.
I will cast Sending while we're waiting, just to let him know we're okay and alive.
All right. Been a couple hours. See you soon, is what he says.
Cool. Great story.
And you guys easy enough come out of the forest. And Nazra says, "You were gone for quite some time. I grew concerned.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Back? I'm pleased to see that you are all right, Hilira."
Yeah, I kind of got possessed, which is a weird experience. I've had it happened once before, but it was a ghost, and now it was like a ghost person. Like Anyways.
He gets that look in your eyes. Like, y'all ever been chatting to someone and, so, you know when you, like, talk to someone and you tell what you think is a funny childhood story and they look at you like, were you abused? Kind of thing. That, he gives you that look, like, are you sure you're okay? Like, but he doesn't press it. It's like, I presume that's where that came from. And he points to the axe and Scotty's like, that's shiny. What does that do?
Athenia, what does it do again?
A lot of things, which I did not write down. So
It can grow a tree! A tree!
it can grow a tree.
Seems antithetical to an axe, but it basically, so it summons a ghost tree to fall down and crush people. That's pretty neat. What was the command word, Bithynia? And you relay it to him, so like, you're like, Arbos! And he swings the axe. And then, yeah, as he just swings through the air, as Scotty does it, you hear a shing sound, and then all of a sudden, a giant, translucent, ghostly tree is just standing in the middle of the road. And then, and just makes a loud thud, making a small groove in the grass nearby the road. And then, vanishes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's what it does. Yes.
My, what a lucky find.
Yes. I wouldn't say that luck was used to finding it. But we did acquire it. Yes.
Scotty hands it back to Amalia, and Nazaros is like, "Indeed, I presumed you would carry it, child," says to you, Amalia. I'm looking forward to see you attempt to wield that alongside your other great axe that may be a bit unwieldy. And Amalia is gone, so without further ado, you guys get back on the chariot, and mosey on. You've lost a couple hours travel, but that's not a whole lot. And you guys carry on. Make camp again. Bithynia summons the dome once more. And Nazaros again offers to take the first watch. Comes by and goes without event. Who is taking the second watch?
I can take it.
Very well. Bithynia, make a perception check.
23.
Very well. You see an owl fly by at some point and just snatches up what looks to be a small hare or something and flies off. A little varmint. That's about it. It is getting a bit colder now as well, though. You guys are getting real close to the mountains.
Gotcha.
And Amalia specifically, you've been to the Cataclysm Mountains before. Amalia, just you out of this party. But you guys were at a section much further to the west. This is far nearer to the path of Akros. It's a bit more that way, and it's colder that way. So at night especially, it gets a bit chilly. So you guys do have to huddle together a little bit more for warmth. But the dome helps. Who is taking the next watch?
I'll take it.
Hilera, make a perception.
Tag, you're in.
$11.
11. So really still uneventful watch. Not even crickets.
Oh no.
Couple hours pass, and that's it. Who is taking the final watch? Scotty will take the final watch because we're not getting a response from Amalia. And as far as you guys are aware, you sleep for the next couple hours, and nothing happens. You guys come to and prepare for the next leg of the journey. It'll be, you guys will arrive at the, you've made really good time with the aid of the horses, so you've cut 2 days off your journey. You will arrive at the edge of the Karakten Mountains, where you will, at the village where you will leave the horses by the end of tonight. By the end of today, sorry. Can I get someone to roll one final D20?
I rolled an 11.
Very well. Traveling forward. Heliada, make a perception check.
A 12.
A 12. Okay. After about, say about 10 minutes or so, you begin to hear something. And before you know it, you hear like many hooves beating the ground. And over a hill leap out 5 centaurs. Shields in hands, spears at the sides, rushing towards you guys.
What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
One of them yells, "For the Badlands! Loot the intruders!" And they rush forward. They seem like they're trying to fight you guys.
They're not nice people!
And Nazros says, "Well, I guess it's time to earn your keep." I'm going to need everyone to roll for initiative. And I'll ask anyone watching for a moment's pause as I have a look for something.
Is there a way to roll it in the D&D Beyond?
It's just a straight D. Oh, it's nice. If you click on your initiative score, it should do it.
Next to armor class.
Okay.
I just want to say, I rolled another one.
Oh no!
I rolled it an 11. So we one is the number of the day.
Yeah, we keep rolling 11s.
And ones, and it's not fun. So my total initiative is 12.
Got it. Just need a moment's patience. I do apologize. God damn it. What is going on? Sorry about this. I don't have my Centaur token isn't working. Damn it. So sorry about this. D&D stuff, riveting stuff, right? Laundry, data, monsters. There it is. It's finally working. Let me just quickly update one last thing on it. Prototype token, image. That'll do. 3, 4, 5. All right. So I'll get the players on screen. Just a moment. Players. Scotinos. And Hilira, Bithynia, Amalia, and... Okay, I don't have... I think I forgot to make... Yeah, I forgot to make a thing for Nazara, so I'm just going to use Rhea's old spiritual weapon token instead. And, oh shoot, I do have to do one last thing though, sorry. Forest. God, this is embarrassing, I'm sorry guys. Dear Lord. Sorry, gotta do one quick thing. Oops. Nice Grimorium. Aha. Boundary, data, maps. Jesus. Paste item. Okay, fuck, sorry. I was using a weird map, but I can't, like, very well do this much more like this, so I will settle for doing it this way. The squares are going to look a little confusing. I apologize about that, because it's a gridded map, but the proportions are off, but I'll have to make do. I can't troubleshoot this right now. I've already bored you guys enough as it is. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to add... Plummet with Bithynia on top of him, and 2 chariots. Right, now I believe it was Scotty on one and Hilira on the other. So let me go ahead and activate the map now. Activate. Global illumination, save changes. You guys can see everything okay? Should be loading in now. And I will switch to the battle layout. God. There goes any viewers we might have had. Jesus. I'm going to edit it so people can see people's faces. Bithynia and Hilira. So everyone can see everything okay? Super. Alright, so I'm gonna roll initiative for the Centaurs real quick. Actually, let me get everyone on the battle menu. Okay, and now... Cool, so rolling for the Centaurs real quick. Oh, I'm not gonna roll initiative for Plummet. I'm gonna assume he acts on your initiative as a mount. Cool, so 25 to 20. 20... Oh, right, I forgot to roll for Scotty. So Scotty's initiative is... What is this, dexterity? Oops, sorry. No, that's Bithynia. God damn it. Plus 3, so that's 14. 14 for Scotty. Uh, 15 to 10. Ten to 5.
9!
9 for Hilira. 5 to 1. Bithynia, what'd you roll?
An 11. I
Right,
think.
right. Cool, cool. I was
12.
12, cool.
Can't forget that one.
And Amalia, you there?
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
What did you roll for your initiative?
1 second. Ten.
Okay. That's quite nicely. Okay. Wait, why are there... Ah, okay. Top of the initiative order. First Centaur is going to trot, gallop, 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 gallop right up to you, Amalia, and is going to try and do a spear attack. Yeah, he's going to use 2 attacks with his pike trying to stab you. Does a 24 hit? Malia?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, and he's actually a little further back because he has the reach property. No, so yeah, he's about here. God damn it, that grid is confusing. I'm going to do one quick thing, actually. Configure grid color. I'm going to make the grid color like red so we can see the grid. One second, sorry. Okay, fine. So yeah, so Amalia, you take... Where is 11 points of piercing damage, and he's going to go for a second stab with his pike. I'm guessing a 16 doesn't hit. Amalia?
Sorry,
No,
what's up?
A 16, I'm guessing a 16 doesn't hit.
No.
Very well, and you resoundingly rush. This time you're ready for it. You just hold up your arm and parry the strike. Question. Can everybody see 2 sets of grid or 1? Because I'm... Oh god. Did not mean to do that. Did everyone just get kicked?
No, I see the map. It just says game paused.
Yeah, same with me.
Join game session. Ah, it's fixed. Sorry, okay. So I loaded the wrong map originally that had the grid preloaded on it, and it wasn't lined up properly, so I was seeing 2 sets of grid, and it was confusing the hell out of me. So I changed the color of the grid, but that made that worse, but I didn't realize that when I changed the map to the gridless version, it fixed it for you guys as well. So I've gone back now, and we're going as normal. I apologize for the massive confusion. Are we keeping our... Do we have our old initiative order back? Yes, we do. So that is the Centaur's turn. It is Nazros's turn. He's gonna take the dodge action. It is Scotty's turn. He'll smile a wicked smile. And he is going to cast... he's going to try to cast Blood Clench on the Centaur that just attacked Amalia. Centaur needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Actually, he'll target Blood Clench at... Hang on, how high? So it's a sec... Alright, it's a second level spell, so he will cast it, fuck it, at 4th level. Being able to target 3 creatures, all of them make con saves, so for a Centaur, that's 16, and his DC is 15, so the first one succeeds, second one fails, third one fails. So the one that attacked you, Amalia, is okay, but these two, the ones next to him, here, they are both paralyzed. Oh, sorry, gotta unpause the game. I'm gonna say, yeah, prone. Gotta read these properly at some point. Yeah, we'll say stunned, yeah. So they are both effectively paralyzed. So they can't move. And bonus action, you just say, Amalia! Crush them into the dust. And that will end his turn. It is the next Centaur's turn. He is paralyzed, so he can't do anything. He'll try to make the saving throw again and fail. Next Centaur is going to take 2 longbow shots at Skotinos, having seen that Skotinos just cast something. First shot. Miss. I believe. No, that would hit, but he will cast Shield, raising his armor class to 17, and it just glances off. Where's Shield? Yeah, there it is. So, second shot, also miss. Both of them just boing, boing, bounces off this. So, in a flash, Scotino scratches his arm, fires a spray of blood from his hand, which solidifies into like a dome, and the arrows just bounce off of it. And you and both, him and you are protected, Helida. And that is the end of the Centaur's turn. Bithynia, it's your turn. You are floating, I'll say,
Okay.
25 feet into the air. A top plummet. Well, he's just there for the moment.
Okay. I would like to. Quick question: did the rest in the tiny hut count as short rest or long rest at all?
This is a new day, so it would be a long rest, yeah. So every time you guys sort of take a watch and go to sleep, that's a full long rest.
Okay. Thank you. Dum-dum-dum-dum. I would like to. I'd like to land plummet right behind Amalia. Can we do that?
Right, yes you can. Pegasus...
Or like right here.
Pegasus has a fly speed of 60 feet, so yeah, you could do that more than enough. Oh, sorry, let me... Oh yeah, I'll move that for you, yeah.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to... I would like to Eldritch Blast this one that's right here to our left.
Okay. Go
just
ahead and make
start
2
with
attack
that.
rolls. So he's paralyzed, so you make the attack with advantage.
Okay.
Because he's not moving.
Oh wait, I rolled the wrong thing. The first one is a 22.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
10.
10 total?
I believe.
Okay. Boom! Unfortunately, that does break hold person, I believe. We double check. No, for the duration, so he's still paralyzed.
Okay.
So make a second attack. Okay, so your TT takes 10 damage. Go ahead and make your second attack.
Just getting warmed up. All right, 22 again.
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
10.
Again, nice. Two land,
Whoa,
two
whoa,
solid.
whoa, wait. Modification on that. It's the D&D Beyond adds a +2, but I actually add a +5, correct?
Correct. So a 10
So
would
13.
become a. So the first one was a 13, or the first one was a 10?
The first one was a 10, and then this one would be 1d10 plus 2 equals 10, but I need to add 3, so 13 on this one.
Okay, so boom, done. You've solidly wounded him. These guys don't appear to be enormously tough from what you've seen so far. He's about half down from those 2 shots alone. Anything else?
I think that I will end my turn. Yeah.
Very well. Next one, it is this Centaur, who's going to make another con save. Natural 1. He's not going anywhere. Amalia, it's your turn. And Amalia, I'm just going to point out something mechanically wise. When a target is paralyzed, melee attacks against it have advantage and are automatic criticals. Amalia?
Yeah, sorry, what's up?
Where were you?
Sorry, on the phone.
It's your turn.
Oh, okay.
2 of the targets are paralyzed completely. They cannot move. Scotty was able to do that.
Can I produce an echo in front of one and then me in front of the other and slashy slash?
Sure. So you can hop off the thing to be in front of this one, and you can produce an echo in front of the other one. And I want to point out that attacks... I said it before, I'll say it again. Melee attacks against paralyzed targets are automatic crits, and you have a advantage as well. So you summon an echo in front of the second one that is paralyzed, and you're in front of the first one. What are you doing?
X.
Okay, so one attack each?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Make an attack with advantage. On the first one.
1 second. Oh my Jesus Christ, I hate D&D Beyond.
What'd you roll?
1 second, like, it won't let me roll for some reason. Oh, here we go. Alright, so 1 attack with advantage, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Well, you can make 2 against the same target. I just assumed you might want to split them up between yourself and your echo. So yeah, make 1 attack.
20.
That hits, so it's an automatic crit, so roll the d12, double it, and then add your modifier.
So roll the d12.
Yep.
Okay, that is a 17.
17 on the dice alone?
Yeah.
Wait, how did you get 17 by doubling it?
No, so I get 17 originally because I rolled an 11 plus the 6, 17.
So you rolled an 11 on the dice.
Yeah.
That gets doubled to 22.
And
plus then you
6.
add the modifier. Plus 6, so
Okay.
28.
Yep.
So,
And then...
yeah. You jump off the chariot, bring your massive axe down at the center of this centaur's back, break its spine, and just basically cripple it, like, on the back legs, and he's, like, pawing with his hooves forward, but he's now, like, prone, like, with his horse part of his body, and you then just decapitate him. That centaur is immediately died from that one hit.
Jesus Christ.
Second attack, I presume, from your echo, right?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Make an attack with advantage. It's an automatic crit. I'll add that was the one Bithynia had already taken down to half health, so that helped.
25.
25 definitely hits, so roll for damage again.
Eight.
Is that what you rolled on the dice?
Yeah.
So doubled to 8, 16, plus 6, 20.
No, so it would be 4 plus 6.
So it would be 8, so 8 plus 6 is 14, so you do 14 points of damage. Not bad. And this one, the echo, it just a massive bisecting slice across the centaur's flank. It's like, roar! But he can't move. Is that your turn, Amalia?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Next up, this centaur is going to rush forward and do a pike attack against the echo. 22 to hit. Which I know
That
hits,
hits.
so echo vanishes. And he's going to use the remainder of his centaurs of 40 feet of movement, right? 45, so he's going to do... Then just going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He can just reach Scotty with his pike, because he has a reach of 10 feet, so... No, that's not how that works. So, he's stuck there, so I don't think he can... Yeah, no, that's the end of that. Hilira, it's your turn.
Okay. So I see this guy coming close to the horses and,
Yeah.
not the horses, so I will cast 4th level guiding bolt
Ooh.
at that centaur.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
If I roll another one, I'm rage quitting. That's a joke, but it kind of isn't. 17.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yay. $23.
23. Jesus. You immediately blast him down to half health, basically. And he is just reeling. He has a massive crater in the side of his horse abdomen, which you can start to see like rib cage and stuff like that. And he's like gasping for air and is staggering. You did a number on him. Anything else?
No. I'll stay where I am.
Very well. Top of the initiative order, the Centaur. Oh, Amalia, I forgot to mention something. I forgot to implement something earlier, so we need to do it now. So the first hit...
Yeah, go for it.
Because the Centaur charged at you, he does an additional 3d6 of damage, so I'm just going to add that now. So
Okay.
on the initial stab, when he charged at you, you took an additional 13 points of damage.
Okie dokie. That's fine.
That same Centaur again is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to charge at you again and try to stab you again with the pike. Does a 22 hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So you take 14 points of piercing damage from the pike, with an additional 15 points of piercing damage from the charge.
So, together that makes what?
29 points of damage.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Centaurs are lethal when they charge, and also I rolled really high on the dice. Very well. And then he's going to try to do a hoof attack against you. Oof, but only a 16. Pang, pang! Again, he just can't find purchase on the plate. He got lucky with a gap in the armor on the pike, and you shlok, feel it basically go into your clavicle and come out. The entirety of the spearhead comes out the other side of your shoulder. And you're like... Urgh. That is the Centaur's turn. It is Nazros's turn. And he is going to take his quarterstaff, bring it over his head, and swing at the Centaur. That is a 9. Just hits. Well, with his modifier, it just hits. It's not, the AC isn't 9. And so the Centaur takes, not bad, 6 points of bludgeoning damage, as he basically just cracks this big long wooden haft at the back of the Centaur's head. The one that attacked you, Amalia. Okay, it is Scotty's turn. And Scotty will, yeah, he sees all this happen and he's sort of doing some calculations in his head. And he is going to... Oh no, that's concentration, so... You can't really cast Blood Extraction without... fuck it, he's gonna do it anyway. He's gonna cast Blood Extraction centered on the two centaurs over here. So it's like a 20-foot radius, like so. Yep. And at the end of his turn, both centaurs need to make a Constitution saving throw. First one succeeds. Second one also succeeds, so they each take... So the first one takes... where is it? Six points of necrotic damage. Oh wait, no, he wouldn't actually cast Blood Extraction because it'd be concentration and he's trying to hold the whole person spell instead. So he's just going to bonus action Healing Word Amalia at 4th level. Amalia, you heal 16 HP.
Thank you, Scotties.
For his action, he will just poison spray the nearest centaur, who fails saving throw. So he does 14 points of poison damage to the centaur that looks a bit more wounded, which is this one. And that centaur is looking quite rough. That will end his turn. It is the centaur's turn. He's going to run across the tree here. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to try to drive a spear at you, Amalia, again. This time misses, rolling a 7, and you are ready for it, Amalia, this time. You are furious at the amount of pain you're in right now, so you just hold out a hand and bat the spearhead just enough that it scrapes across your shoulder pad instead of finding purchase in the same gap. It's a horrible skrrrng, and he misses. He's going to try to follow up with a hoof attack. Misses that as well. You're able to basically keep him at bay. You just bat away the hooves as he tries to slam you with them. And that is his turn. Bithynia, it is your turn.
Okay, so I would like to take care of the one that is right next to me on my right here.
Very well, the one that is quite wounded.
Yes, please.
Okay, what are you taking care of him with?
An Eldritch Blast, hopefully.
Very well, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Finger guns locked. 28.
Is that a natural 20?
Is a natural 20.
Damn.
Alright, go ahead and roll critical hit damage.
Can I do that in Foundry?
In Foundry, I don't know.
How do I make it critical on...
Oh, so I don't think you can make it critical in D&D Beyond or Foundry. I would simply just either roll 2 of the damage dice, or double whatever you roll on the first dice, your choice.
I will roll 2.
Okay.
My first one is an 8.
Okay, and second one?
14.
And with that, you just blow a hole straight through the centaur's chest, and he just lifelessly collapses.
And then can I use my second Eldritch Blast for the centaur to my left?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. See if I lock. Oh, sucky. These ones today. A 1. So a total of, hold on, what is my total? 12. Total of 12.
A total of 12 with a natural 1?
Mm-hmm.
You have plus 11 to your shot. Oh, was that the damage die?
Did I do the damage?
So, how do you have plus 11 to your Eldritch Blast? It should be plus 8, I think, tops, shouldn't it?
Oh, never mind. You're right. That's for the damage. Yeah, you're right. So,
Okay,
9.
so unfortunately...
Either way, I didn't think it would hit. Okay.
Well, a 12 hits. A 12 just hits, so it's like...
Okay. Traps.
So-
Okay, and so...
And so,
That'll be it.
unfortunately, you do miss.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say you hit Amalia, but it does land uncomfortably close, and Amalia, you're like, holy shit. Okay. Next up is Amalia. Your turn.
Okay, let's do some damage here. Oh wait, do I have 2 next to me?
Yes.
Oh, it's about to get real insane right now. Okay, so I will attack. I will put an echo next to me, and we're both
Okay.
gonna attack. However,
If you're planning on using the axe's magical feature, that is a bonus action to activate.
that's fine.
You don't, but the axe becomes 3 times larger, so you have a reach of 15 feet, so you could reach them both anyway.
Okay, never mind about the echo. Just let me have at it because right now I'm freaking fuming.
Okay, I assume you're enlarging the axe?
Yeah, would I need to do accent surge though?
You don't need to do action surge.
Okay, never mind. Just
Well,
let
so
me have at it.
basically, you get more attacks, basically, with action surge. So you get more out of the effect that only lasts 1 turn.
Yeah, you know what? I think
Tell
I
you what,
kind
you
of
can
just
choose to
stuff it.
do action surge after the fact, so why not make your 2 attacks and then decide then?
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Need to thank me, it's rules as written. So you can use, so you speak the command word and the axe becomes enormously oversized. Like Cloudbuster sword from Final Fantasy VII size. And you just make your first attack.
21.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll 3d12 and then add +5.
You mean +6?
+6, yes. Sorry, I forgot it's a +1.
So how many? 3 what?
3d12.
Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay, that's 23 plus 6, which is 29.
You basically sever one of the centaur's legs and it drags along its abdomen. He is hobbling, he is bleeding, he is barely alive.
And roll again.
Same target or attacking the other one?
The other one.
Okay, go ahead and roll again.
15.
15 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
12. 17.
17 with a +6 as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so like all together, sorry.
He takes less damage. He's certainly injured. You really put a massive laceration in his shoulder, but he's not, like, heaving from the wounds. It's a shame you're not next to the paralyzed one. That would have been an auto crit at 3d12. You could get to him if you wanted, I think. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You could get to the paralyzed one if you really wanted to.
No, see, the paralyzed one is fine. I just really want to kill the one. I wouldn't really wound the ones next to me.
Okay, so action surge, I presume?
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and take 2 more attacks and mark off your action surge.
Okay. First hit and the action surge.
Which one are
16.
you targeting? The more wounded one or the less wounded one? 16 hits.
Less winded.
Okay. 16 hits, go ahead and roll damage.
11.
11 for 3d12?
Oh, 3d12, sorry, 1 minute. Ignore that. 1, 2, 3.
Well, whoa, did you roll one of the d12s? You don't have to ignore that one if it was a good roll.
Alright, 1 second. We just rolled 2d12.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 plus 5 is... Oh wait, 9 plus 11... Let me just do 9 plus 11. That's 20.
Okay, 20, and is that before the plus 6?
That's with the plus 6.
Okay, so they're about the same level now, the two centaurs, both barely alive.
Okay, and then with my other attack, I'm going to attack the one that in front of me that I, like, slit his leg off.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
17.
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
1d12.
No, 3d12. This is your last attack with the axe is huge.
One, 2, 3. $20 plus 6 equals 26.
How do you want to do this?
Slit him in half, and then they just
pretty
tilt.
much you do. Like a guillotine, you just bisect him in the middle of his horse body, and his horse front, like, crawls for a couple, like, feet before just collapsing from everything. He's dead.
And then, because that's the end of my turn, I just want to turn to the other one and just kind of smirk.
And the axe goes back to normal size. The other one is panicking. Hilira, it's your turn.
Okay. Can I move forward, like, there?
Yeah, you could reach the paralyzed one if you really wanted to.
Well, no. I'm gonna cast 3rd level healing word on Amalia.
Okie dokie.
Thank you, lovely.
You're welcome. And then, can I move over the horse? Get on the horse?
I'll say make an acrobatics check.
Acrobatics check. My forte.
You got a pretty good dex, I would hope.
14.
I'll say it costs you 5 feet of movement to do so you have 5 feet movement less, but you could hop over the horse if you want to, yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand next to the other centaur. Could I go into almost a flanking position? Speaking.
You could, yes.
How far would I have to move?
2 more squares.
So I've moved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll stay flanked. That's all I do.
Okay. You do have an action, by the way, because healing word was a bonus action.
Yeah,
cure
but
wounds.
no, I did it at 3rd level. So wouldn't that make it an action?
No. If it's bonus action, it's bonus action, regardless of the level.
Really? Wait.
Healing word, right?
Yeah, but not mass healing word.
Healing word is a bonus action.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Then
you
I
could
will-
use a cantrip, or you could use your sword.
I wanna stab him in the butt.
Alright, go ahead and make 2 attacks. Flanking gives you +2 by my rules, as in rule, because it's the official rule as opposed to the advantage, which I don't quite like. It seems a bit too easy to get advantage that way.
Okay, so I rolled a 16 with flanking, makes it an 18.
Definitely hits.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, go ahead
10.
and roll damage. 10, and so you don't really, I mean, you can how do you want to do this? I'll put it that way.
I just wanna stab him up the butt, and then just be like, oh, that's kind of creepy, and just go up.
Okay, so you drive it into this sort of big horse Gluteus Maximus, and because it's a narrow, long Mycenian rapier, it sort of travels up the butt, through the rib cage, and just actually pierces the heart. And so he howls in pain, and you pull the sword out, and he just sort of like almost peacefully just falls unconscious, collapses, and just dies.
I'll just do a thumbs up to Amalia.
Remind me never to get on your bad side. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
And
Same.
as he like falls to the ground and starts bleeding out, you just hear in your ear, "Decidedly insult to injury. I like it." Anything else? You technically have one more attack. No, you don't. Sorry.
No, I only have one attack.
My bad. Top of the initiative order, it is Nazaros, who is going to 5, 10, 15, and he's going to swing with his cudgel. Yep, hits, and it's an automatic crit, so 14 plus 2, so 16 points of bludgeon damage. As he just straight up breaks the Centaur's nose with the stick. And that is that. For his turn. Next up, it is Scotty's turn. Amalia, how do you look in terms of injury?
I'm fine. Because Hilira kind of healed me, so I'm good for now.
In that case, he will, he'll just do a regular poison spray, which the guy fails, and takes 19 points of poison damage, and dies. Foams at the mouth and collapses. And that is the end of that encounter. Combat appears to be over for the moment. Nazaros says, "Oh, goodness gracious. You've all certainly proven capable."
Yes, but what was that? You hiding in the corner?
Hiding in the corner.
I saw you.
He gestures to the staff. "I don't know how you would call this hiding in the corner, but even if I had been, you have been hired as my escort to ensure I arrive safely. I am by no means any kind of capable fighter. I am, assure you, quite not capable of putting up a meaningful fight. I can hit a stick somewhat, but that is the extent of it. You are here because I can't fight very well, and would surely be killed in persistent combat."
Well, fine. Can I walk past Amalia and just go, "He's hot, but like, do something, man."
You think I'm hot?
Nope.
I have to say, for a 65-year-old, that's quite heartwarming. He does like a
moving
still
on.
got it kind of he like puts his hair through his mane in like a "yeah, I still got it" kind of way.
Amalia's just going to pretend this never happened and gets back on the carriage. Alright, moving on. Let's go. Come on.
Yep, you guys whoosh, and set off. And as the map suggests, it starts getting colder and the snow does start falling. as the Catachan Mountains properly loom. I don't know if you guys have ever been where the mountains are basically like on top of you, or like you're right at the base of the mountain, but they cast a long shadow, and the wind starts to pick up. Where is it? You guys hear it? Oh. Not Siri. You guys hear that? Alright, give it a second to shoot. There it is. The wind starts to pick up, and it gets colder. And you guys have to bundle up more for warmth, because it does get decidedly chilly. Amalia, you are fluffy, and you are wearing plate, so you're a bit more okay than the others, but not by much.
Okie dokie.
Nazros bundles up his cloak even more and says, "We should pick up some warmer clothes in the village. It'll get much colder in the mountains." And you guys set off, and soon enough, passing through the forest, you see a small timbery village in the distance, lights twinkling. And Nazros smiles and says, "We have arrived. This is the village of Nelia." It's not on the map. It's
As I go to look.
the village consists of literally like 4 or 5 houses, and that's it. It's less a village so much as a logging outpost, basically. You see canvases and things set up in order to produce timber, and like the various tools in order needed to do that, but there's 5 or 6 houses, and about that many people, maybe a bit more, sort of flittering in and out of different houses and whatnot, and getting to work cutting trees. You guys approach the village, and as you wind up the road and start having the houses pass by you guys, so you pass by the first house and enter this village, and you just see various different commoners quite happily in the middle of cutting wood. It's cold, but they're getting by. And as you guys slow down the horses on the chariots and begin to dismount, we're going to end tonight's session there. And we will pick up next week as you guys settle in for the night as the evening draws to a close in the village of Nelia. Thank you so much to everybody who may have watched at any point. We do appreciate your patronage. Check us out on YouTube. We are DC30. Have a good night.